Okay, let's see. Taurus and or second house if you're not a Taurus. So the mindset is we're supposed to be feeding and giving energetically somehow, some way. We're supposed to be feeding and giving energetically somehow, some way. And that might be a new mindset. I mean, it might even be a generational thing, because I know my generation for once is like hustle, hustle, grind, 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 grind. And that might not be, you know, what's being responded to nowadays. And so nowadays you have to, like, you know, feed everybody. And it's like, it's so funny. I'm thinking of The Rock when he was calling people Cody crybabies. And it's like, we never stop with the whole generational thing. There is always going to be a new generation that needs to be fed. So it's like trying to integrate that, right? Because I know my generation, the millennials, really, I think a lot of us bought into the grind hustle mode, but there wasn't, you know, billions of positions for grinds and hustlers, for grinders and pause hustlers. And so if you're trying to plant this from a grind and hustle, well, guess what? That's like almost like scorched earth is how it's coming across. So now things need to be converted into feeding and giving energetically of yourself. That kind of, I don't know if you want to call it like emotion or yummy or whatever, but it feels like Spirit is saying there's a new updated method. You know what I'm saying? There's a more like lush or supple method in doing all of this stuff. And in a weird way, it feels like it is a fortune to come across this kind of intel or this insight. It's like seeing the humanity in the King of Swords in the upright, so to speak. It's beginning to see the humanity of things. Whereas, again, it's coming across as like generational talk. The older generations were more likely to kind of discard or maybe not see, because we, you know, if you're talking, I don't know if I could speak for Generation X, but millennial for sure. Because technology and interfacing in these new ways were and are new at the time, it became very easy to, and maybe this is something that's carried over just in human history, to write people off, otherize them, dehumanize them, write them off in a way. And I'm noticing that also it's a little bit of the, in a way, the negative aspects of seeing things as relative, right? Relatively real in spirituality and quantum reality, which I still am a proponent of. I think reality is relative, and I'm pretty sure that's a safe thing to say. But not so as to say that one wouldn't never do anything if they were in the power to do something, right? All of this just feels like it's being uploaded to, it feels like maybe a younger generation. It feels like maybe the, I don't want to say the backlash or the rubber band snapping, but from that kind of grind hustle culture that you know was relevant, at least in this most recent last generation. So, anything else here? Just trying to see if there's anything else here. And it's interesting because it feels like a stark contrast to the esotericisms. It feels like you're putting flesh and bone and you're seeing these people in a more humane way. Like there's meat and flesh on the bone. I don't mean to say that in such a visceral way, but there's emotion, there's a humanity to it, right? is how it comes across. There's a reason that people are the way that they are. And let's stop demonizing and I'm calling it otherizing them. Okay, let's move this on over to Gemini or third house and see what comes out more.